again. What's up, everyone? Tom Hayden here with another recap show, week 3 of season 5. We got Jax here. Jax, say what's up to the people.
Going on, everybody?
Matt,
Ready for a crazy week. Crazy.
we do. And Matt, same here. Say what's up to the people.
What's going on? I recapped the 3 games, and the 3 games I recapped, they could all have been games of the week. So very happy to recap the games this week.
And just so everyone knows, too, I have COVID. So that's why I'm streaming from my room today. That's why the sound might not be as good as it usually is. Because I have my backup laptop here as like the sound for them. And I'm not sure where the speaker is or how loud. Like, I'm trying, guys. So I'm sorry if the sound quality isn't what you guys are used to. We also got a special guest, Bentley. Bentley. Yeah, there he is. You can see his little cow spots. And he's just chilling on my bed tonight. He might bark halfway through the show. Yeah, you want to say what's up to the people? This is Bentley, everyone. He's been in a couple of streams, but he's hanging out with us for the recap show tonight. And let me go send this to the different discords, and let's start the show. Oh God! Can you guys do a quick sound check too? I'm gonna go to Twitch and see how it sounds.
Check 1, 2.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you guys pretty good. All right, so it's not as good as it usually is. Yo, what's up? What's up, Tommy Russo? What's up, Yama? All right, I'm happy to see y'all. I sound pretty good. That's great. I feel like I sound like shit. So you saying that boosted my confidence, Yama. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, I'm going to send this in the Discord now. I drank 4 of these fuckers today. This is my 5th. Um, I ate some soup. I ate a pint of soup, and I didn't eat the second pint. I only ate a little bit of it. So I'm doing good. I've been forcing myself to eat. Where is the stream in Twitch now? There we go. All right, I'm not going to send it in all the Discords like I usually do. I'm only going to send it in Champion's Path. Let me X out of here. And, yeah, what's it called? I wanted to get this done with. I wanted to get it out of the way. Saturday and Sunday, if the recap show was yesterday or the day before, I probably would have canceled. You know, actually, I didn't even know I had COVID yet, so I probably wouldn't have canceled because I still battled you, Yama. So I didn't even know I had COVID then. But it is what it is. Let's get into the first game, which was actually my game, 2D versus Weeblewops. And I'm going to go to my phone and pull up. Actually, I could go right on here and pull up what 2D wrote. Oh, God, what did I hit? I'm hitting a bunch of shit today. Sorry again. I'm in a different space, so I got to work out the kinks a little bit today. All right, 2D's messages are loading now. Hey, so I reached out to 2D. I said, hey, I'm covering your game for the recap show! Exclamation mark. You got any notes for me on your match since it wasn't streamed? And Tootie puts in work on these notes. Like, thank you, Tootie. So Tootie leads Swampert and oh, I love that he talking third person too. Amazing. Tootie leads Swampert and Incin. Weeble leads Moltres, Galar, and Tapu Bulu. Incineroar fake outs the Bulu. Moltres sets up the nasty plot, and Swampert yawns the Moltres. Swampert protects turn 2. Moltres and Bulu double into the instant KO in it. Moltres goes to sleep. Tootie brings in Serena. I love the third person, by the way. This is making me laugh a lot. Swampert switches out into the Drago, the Regidrago. Serena KOs the Moltres with triple axle at this point. Bulu hits a Drago with the Horn Leech, and Weeble brings in the Metagross. Serena KOs Bulu with triple axle. Drago sets up a sub, but Metagross breaks the sub with an Iron Head. Spectrier then comes in for Weeble, and KOs the Regidrago, takes it to about 70% from the Serena's triple axle. Metagross does about 60% to Serena with Iron Head. Swampert comes back in. Spectre KOs Serena. What's up, Ben? Alright, wait, I gotta let my dog out. Swampert KOs Serena. Oh, where was I? Swampert comes back in. Spectre KOs Serena. Swampert KOs Spectre and takes a Zen Headbutt from Metagross. Metagross flinched Swampert, but Swampert survived 3 Zen Headbutts with the help of a Citrus Berry. Gets a yawn off and then 2-hit KOs Metagross to win with a high horsepower game 1. Holy shit, that was a good game 1. Alright, Ben, you're free. You can go. I just gotta close the door behind you. I can't leave the door open. Alright. I shouldn't even let him hang out in here, but he's been mad at me. Like, I haven't been walking him the past 2 days. And then he's been like barking outside my door. And every time I go let him in from outside, he runs into my room and jumps on my bed. So I'm like, oh, you just want someone to pay attention to you. And I'm sorry I haven't been. But he's the best dog in the world. I love that dog. He's a half husky, half Shiba Inu. Let's get into game two. We believe there's a bug that just flew. I don't know where that bug went. Why do I? All right. Weeble leads Moltres and Jellicent. Tootie leads Innocent and Oranguru. Fake out and taunt into Moltres and Waterspout into from Jellicent come out turn one. Moltres used Fiery Wrath. Incineroar throat chops a Jellicent doing about 75%. And then Cursed Body disables Throat Chop. Another Water Sport comes out, leaving Oranguru and Instant pretty damaged early on. Oranguru does get the Trick Room set up. Jellicent Sap Sippers the Instant, getting its health back, and Foul Play does weak damage to Jellicent. Probably because it has such a low attack stat. That's pretty cool to see, actually. Alright. Instant Flare blitzes the Moltres, and then Moltres takes down Oranguru with Fiery Wrath. Metagross comes in switch, goes down to Water Spout. Ironhead goes into Moltres, giving it Berserk, and then Fiery Wrath KOs the Metagross. Swampert was Tootie's last mon. I love the third person, but Tootie forfeits and saves all the info he can about Swampert. Weeble takes game two without losing or switching a Pokemon. Alright, can we do a sidebar here? So I don't know anyone's gender in the league, and someone told me I shouldn't just gender everyone without knowing or speaking to them. So I believe I spoke to Weeble Wob, so I know he's a dude. And now seeing Tootie refer to himself as his makes me know Tootie's a dude. So
yeah, Tootie's the guy. Go talk to him.
what?
Tootie is a male.
Yeah, see, so I never wanted to say he or she if I don't know someone. So like that, I'm gonna be more comfortable not stuttering over my words now that I know Tootie is a guy, because I haven't talked to everyone in person or over the phone, you know. So you just don't know sometimes, and I got to be better about not gendering everyone immediately upon just seeing their screen names. So that's what I thought about when I saw Tootie refer to his Swampert. So that's cool. All right, and then game three, fucking bug. All right, Tootie leads Serena Regidrago. Weeble leads Kangaskhan Jellicent. Jellicent switches into Moltres. Kangaskhan fake out blocked by Squeamly Majesty. Oh. Regidrago sets up a substitute then, and Serena does like 30% into Moltres. Did you guys see that bug? It just flew right in front of the camera. 30% to Moltres with Power Whip. What? Serena does about 30% to Moltres with Power Whip? Moltres uses Fiery Wrath to break the sub. Kangaskhan last resorts on Serena, but Serena barely hangs on. We don't talk about my performance this week. I do want to talk about your performance this week. What's it called? I got your notes. Wait. Hey, Mom, on the recap show I do every Monday. What's up? I'm feeling a lot better, but I gotta go right now. I love you. I just didn't want to ignore your call. All right, bye. I love my mom. All right. Uh, Serena barely hangs on as returns with a power whip that just misses the one-hit KO into Kangaskhan. Regidrago uses Dragon Dance and gets some health back with leftovers, so it's substitute Dragon Dance Regidrago. That's fucking cool. With leftovers, Kangaskhan switches into Spectrier. Regidrago KOs Moltres with a Dragon Claw, and Power Whip misses a Spectrier. That's huge. Jellicent comes back in, and Dragon Claw does just over 3/4 of its health. Spectrier finishes off Serena with a Shadow Ball, and Jellicent uses Trick Room. Oranguru then comes in. Regidrago protects Oranguru, taunts the Jellicent, stopping it from reversing the Trick Room that it just set, and Spectrier's Shadow Ball targets the protected Regidrago. Jellicent switches out into Kangaskhan. Foul Play from Oranguru does a decent chip into Spectrier. Shadow Ball does good damage into a very healthy Drago. And Dragon Claw takes out Spec. Jellicent comes in. Regidrago protects, rendering Kangaskhan's fake out useless. And Jellicent sap sippers the Oranguru, trying to get some health back. It doesn't get enough to live a Dragon Claw, though. And Oranguru taunts, so it can't get any more recovery with Strength Sap. With no remaining path to victory, Weeble forfeited, giving 2D the game. Holy shit. That sounds like such a good battle. Like, Tootie, I can't appreciate you enough for the notes, too. Like, giving us a peek behind the curtain is so fucking cool. And I love, Tootie wrote, like, revealed items. I know it's Choice Band Serena because he didn't want to KO the Moltres or Bulu with the Axel. And he kept using the same move. Like, it's so cool. And then shout out to Swampert and Tootie's favorite Pokemon, Swampert, for being able to carry him to victory this week. Like, that's so fucking cool. Like, you love to see it. I'm so happy for both these coaches putting on a great battle. Weeble Wobbs is a great competitor, and Tootie got a good win against a great competitor, man. So, shout out both these coaches. Thank you for being awesome. And you guys got anything else before we move into the next one?
No, it sounds like an awesome match.
It sounds like a fucking incredible match, man.
Well played for Tootie for pulling that one out. And that had to have been a tough one.
I'm so impressed with the note taking too of having all of that. I don't know if it was recorded or not, but like the fact that Tootie was able to get all those notes is so impressive. All right, and let's move into the next one, which was Wheeze versus Pops. And who's covering this game this week? I should probably look at the pinned messages so I could know.
I got this one this week.
Let's go, Jax.
This one was a really awesome match. I love watching this. Pops, as we know, gets super animated.
Yes.
Whenever he plays, he gets really great. I love it. So, in game one, Pops ended up taking it basically on the back of Rillaboom with his Darmanitan taking a lot of the heat, if you will, in the beginning of the game. His Darmanitan which put a lot of offensive pressure on Wheeze, and it was able to let him maneuver into the Rillaboom into position to pick up 3 solid KOs, getting a really solid win in game 1. And then in game 2, he got really super excited, really super hyped because his Darmanitan was able to OHKO the Tapu Koko.
Wow.
It's the terrain setter, the biggest threat to his team, having 2 terrain setters himself on his team. Being able to take that up was huge. And he got super excited. And then the Crobat that we brought ended up getting a talent up, so he no longer had the speed advantage. And then the next turn, Reese was able actually to take out the Darmanitan and the Tapu Lele that Pops had, and basically even the game up like immediately right after. Kind of funny.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but we ended up basically. It was a tough end game there from that point on. Reeves used the Lander's T actually as a specialist there with Calm Minds.
And Sludge Bomb, right?
Yeah, the Sludge Bomb. Yeah, the Sludge Bomb special attacker. He used that really, really well. Ended up, I think, getting five or 6 kills with that.
Wow.
Over the 3 games. Pretty much carried Weeze through the 3 game. And definitely pretty much single-handedly won the 2nd game with the bank end.
Wow.
And then in game 3, Darmanitan once again, first turn was able to OHKO one of Weeze's Pokemon, and then basically became the threat of the match for Weeze. The Weeze going to end up focusing more on it. Allowed Pops to immediately get the Pokemon advantage in game 3. And then he was able to position really well with the Pokemon advantage in game 3. Made a smart adjustment to bringing in Silver instead of Thundurus in game 3. Used Thundurus really well too. The Leer tech was able to just spam Leer and drop both opponent defenses with the Prankster ability to allow this Pokemon to do more damage. But realized 2 of Weeze's Pokemon were completely unaffected by the Lightning move, which was the only attacking move that Thundurus had. So in game 2, when he did any damage to either of Weeze's Pokemon, he slips it out in game 3 for Sizor. Brought in Sizor, but his Lele ended up having Psychic Drain out, and who tried to bullet punch using priority.
Oh, you hate to see it.
But was able to, after he used the tech with the move Thief and not having an item in his sideboard, was able to steal the Landers leftovers so that Landers didn't have any item in his sideboard to actually gain 3 every turn, which ended up being enough to where after the Lele's second green was over with and it was just Landers and the Sizemore, 2 solid bullet punches was able to win its mission ability to take out the Sizemore and win a very close game 3 in this game. And that was really cool. And it was really entertaining. I guess I'm just everybody that hasn't seen it should go watch that. Because the end game to each one of the matches was for each one of the reps.
Dude, I can't wait to go watch this one now. I've just had a lot going on, so I haven't been able to watch them all. And this is one of those ones I really got to catch. But, all right, without further ado, do we got anything else on this one before we move on to the next one? No? All right. Let's get into Alpaca versus Jade, which Matt says is one of the games of the week. I got to go let my dog out real quick. I'll be right back. So, Matt, take it away. If you finish before I get back, I apologize.
Yeah, so Jade versus Alpaca. I actually just got done watching that game today. I know Alpaca, he didn't stream it, but he was able to capture it. So this is going to be a little long-winded, but I wanted to kind of highlight what I watched there. So in game 1, Alpaca leads Chandelure. It does have choice marks, so that's something to keep in mind going forward. And Vanilla Wings. You see Jade lead Crota and Weevil, which honestly gives it instant fake out pressure. Turn 1, we see a switch out by Chandelure by switching Vaporia into that spot. But it doesn't work well because Crawdon is able to hit whatever was in that spot with an Aqua Jet doing about 90 damage. So as soon as Vaporia gets switched in, it's pretty much rendering useless, taking so much heat. Turn 2, you see the Aurora Veil is set up on Alpaca side, which kind of gives you that reflective light screen. But he almost loses the Vanilla Wax to a low kick by Weevil. Crawdon finished off Rhyperior. In turn 3, we see Arceus come in, land a huge bolt beat, taking out Weevil, exposing a focus stage. So you already see the items kind of get exposed in game 1. Information is definitely being taken down. Turn 4, you see Alpaca switches into Chandelure, but Jade targets that spot with the Aqua Jet, dealing about 70 to 80% of damage to Chandelure. So you're kind of just seeing a trend where
I just fed him in my
Crawdon
bed.
is just, really just taking abuse with this Aqua Jet, getting enough damage onto each mod that gets switched in on Alpaca's side before it gets to even do anything. At that point, I think Alpaca understands that Crawdon is the damage dealer and he needs to take it out. So that's what he does. He takes it out with his Arceus with the bolt beat.
Yeah.
But Weevil answers back with the low kick. You see in turn 5, Alpaca is down just the 2 mods, and both of them has very low health. Jay sends out Cresella. You see with leftovers. So at this point, you kind of feel like Cresella is just going to be that bulky staller type mod in this matchup. But Chandelure has Shadow Ball, so you do get the stab boost, which, with it being a ghost type, it deals about 40% damage. But then Clefairy gets switched in, so that's adding following pressure.
Yeah.
So even though you have Cresella out there, if Chandelure is not attacking Cresella's just going to kind of sit there and bulk up. We also see a substitute on Cresella, which is, in my opinion, probably one of the better techs that you can do, better builds for it, making it even harder to kill. And I forget, during that turn, somehow Clefairy gets frozen. Gets frozen solid. Turn 6, Clefairy then thaws out, so probably one of the fastest, freeze and unfreeze I've seen. And it opts for a follow me. So then we learn Cresella is just a bulky staller when it goes for Moonlight. So getting its health back up, turn 7, Chandelure takes out Clefairy. Cresella now goes for a Calm Mind. Alpaca goes for an Icy Wind, but soon learns with Substitute, you can't get a stack from it. Turn 8, Weevil goes down on Jade's side. And honestly, it felt like Jade had the game in his hands, but now it's looking like Alpaca played this game out, and now it's in the driver's seat.
That's what I was going to say. It feels like it just switched.
Yeah, no, just the last couple of games, it looked like, Jade had everything, he was setting everything up, but Alpaca, the last couple of moves, getting everything he needed to do, turn 9, the substitute is broken by Priscilla, being so bulky and have sword power, takes out Alpaca's final 2 mons, and Jade wins game 1. So it felt like Jade was losing the game. He had the upper hand. He was winning. Then it felt like Alpaca started to come back, and then Priscilla really did what it needed to do. And that's just game 1.
Wow. That a lot happened that game. I can see why you said this might be match of the week.
Yeah, no, and like I said, in game 2, game 3 gets better. So then you got going into game 2, Alpaca has to take into consideration how the jetpack product doing so much damage to 2 of his main ones. So in the back of my head, I want to see how he adjusts. And Alpaca leads Chandelure and Pre-Marine. I thought that was a very good lead for him. Jade, once again, leads Crawdon, and this time he leads Clefairy. We see the sweet tech by Alpaca going for a trick on Clefairy, locking it to follow me. But I wrote, and I wanted to make sure I said this to stream. I probably would have, if it was me, I probably would have waited for Priscilla to go ahead with the trick tech. But Alpaca is playing, but he was the one playing the game, and hindsight is always 24.
Yeah.
So he wanted to do something where unless he was waiting for Priscilla to get switched in, and just kind of capitalize on that. But Prim goes for a dazzling gleam, easy way to deal with Crawdon, but then we see Crawdon's Loco is Chandelier, with a liquidation. And this is all in turn 1. This is all turn 1. Turn 2, we see Priscilla get switched out for Crawdon. With Evilite, Clefairy is not, after it gets switched out, now obviously Clefairy has the choice spark, doesn't have Evilite. It's not as bulky, and it dies from a bulky from Arceus. Turn 3, we see freak out pressure applied to Arceus, and Priscilla starts setting up with Calm Mind. Smart play by Alpaca with an increasing to drop the speed and break Sash and Weevil all in that same turn.
Yeah.
Turn 4, Crawdon gets the switch instantly. Took out, as Crawdon gets switched in, it's automatically taken out by Pre-Marine.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming there he knew what he wanted to do. He knew Pre-Marina was going to go for a dazzling gleam. Turn 5, Priscilla holds on after taking the bolt beak. Weevil fakes out Pre-Marina. This time Priscilla goes for a substitute, but it can't because it doesn't have enough health.
Oh shit.
So it looks like Alpaca has this game all locked up, and we're going to game 3. Jade tries his best the next couple of turns, tries to get Priscilla to full health, but a 2v1 is not, that's too much for his Priscilla, even though he was able to do it in game. And now we are showing the game 3. At this point, both players understand what the other wants to do. And it comes down, will Alpaca be able to stop Priscilla from setting up on Jade? That's kind of what I had written down here. Alpaca leads Pre-Marina and Venowex. Jade leads Crawdon and Lefty. Definitely an interesting lead on Jade's side. And I think it really worked out for Jade in the beginning because turn 1, Klefki goes for a rain dance. So now you have rain dance up, and that stops Venowex from getting Aurora Veil, and now you have Crawdon in rain with that stab of Aquajet. It's going to do a lot of damage. So, the one thing that I have written down here was I was wondering why Alpaca didn't go for Dazzling Gleam on turn 1 to Crawdon to at least get it down, because then in turn 2, Klefki goes for a light screen, protecting Crawdon for effective Dazzling Gleam. The liquidation in rain leaves Venowex holding on for dear life, and I think it does, about 90-95% damage. Priscilla comes in now. Turn 4, you can reflect by Klefki, so it looks like Klefki is really just the screen setter at this point. Isn't going to do much of the setup screen, but sometimes that's all you really need. You see the Chandelure come out with Priscilla on the field. Klefki goes down by Primarina. Klefki was really just taking hits.
It sounds like it. It sounds like this Klefki was a tank.
No, it really was. It was probably like max HP, max special defense. You know, I'm gonna have to see what Jade did with that Klefki, but it was able to set up light, able to set up reflect, and able to get great dance. And I think that's all he really needed it to do. Turn 5 Proton puts too much pressure in the rain on Chandelure to risk. So Alpaca obviously opts for a switch in. But the Primarina takes out the Proton with Dazzling Gleam. That's a plus on Alpaca's side. Turn 6, Weevil comes out putting fake out pressure down. But that's Jade's final bonds with Crescella and Substitute and Weevil, and then Alpaca finally goes for Trick on Weevil. I don't know why Weevil didn't go for a fake out, knowing that there's a choice mark on Chandelure, unless he didn't realize that it had Trick on it, but it went for Trick game 2.
So you had to have known. It could have just been like, oh, I forgot.
I actually think he made the correct read and didn't do fake out. And I think that Alpaca was hoping that he was going to do fake out, because if he did, the Weevil would have not been able to do anything after that.
Oh, yeah, because it would have been locked into the fake out.
So he locked the move. He couldn't have done anything to the other Pokemon because it was a dark move, unfortunately. But at least he was.
Yes, but so Chandelure picks up the Focus Sash, switching with Weevil. Weevil goes for a Night Slash on Chandelure, but obviously it doesn't kill it right away. But you have to keep in mind, Tail is up now.
Yeah.
So all in that turn, Chandelure wasn't going down. So Moonlight by Crescella to get some HP back. Turn 7, you see Arceus and Primarina versus Weevil and Crescella. Crescella is obviously in substitute. It's Weevil's locked in with Night Slash. It's pretty much an easy read for Alpaca at this point to protect his Zolt, because his Zolt's probably the only thing that's going to be able to take out Jade Crescella with its Calm Mind and it being in substitute. So you see the Dazzling Gleam by Primarina taking out the Weevil, making it a 2 versus 1, putting Jade in a tough spot. Crescella goes for a Calm Mind. Turn 8, Arceus was able to break the substitute. Hyper Voice does little to nothing. And I think this is probably the biggest part of the game, because Stored Power by Crescella almost takes out Arceus, but it does not. So turn 9, obviously, he was able to finish the job, and Alpaca takes game 3.
Wow. Holy shit. That sounds like a great fucking match. Again, Matt said, hey, I think every game I covered has potential to be game of the week. And after this one, I'm so excited for the next 2 that you're covering, or next 3 that you're covering.
The end games that they played too
was so good.
Really, really well thought out, really thoughtful. Like I said, like that the read on the Trick Choice Scarf in game 3 was pretty cool to watch. I don't know what other moves the Weavile had to be able to use, but it was the reads at the end of these games were awesome. They were so on point. I loved it.
Yeah, it was really good. And I felt like I was talking a lot, but I felt like I wasn't going to do this game enough justice if I didn't highlight.
Filibust. Fill us in. Because this recap show is for the people that can't watch every game, They want to know what happened. And, we're giving them that good stuff. We're giving them the tea. So, this was a great recap, Matt. I appreciate it. Don't feel like you're talking too much ever.
But game 3, I would have to go back and count it myself, but I think that was a roll, and I think Jade just got the bad roll, because I'm pretty sure he had, at Calm Mind, I want to say he was at +2 on special attack, I'm not sure, but I have to go back, but I think that was just a bad roll, because if Crescella was able to take out Arceus, and it was just between Primarina and Crescella, I mean, I don't know. That they're just going to go back and forth, because before you see Hyper Voice did literally nothing on Crescella after setting up the Calm Mind.
God damn.
Yeah, and if he would have combined 2 more times, that Store Power's doing like what 120
At least,
or
right?
something like that.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
is 120.
because I forgot what Store Power does, but then I remember it's depending on what he has as far as boosted stats, like that's where you get the power from.
It's 20 base power
Yeah, 20,
plus
20 base power multiplied.
for every stat. So, like, let's say Calm Mind is 2 stats, that's 40 base power added to the move. And then let's get into the
Yeah,
next
but
game,
again,
though. But, wait, oh, yeah, finish this one up. Finish this one up.
no, all I have to say is both guys played really well.
Yes.
I don't want to say upset because I know Alpaca is a really good player, but Jade, who's a runner-up in the last couple of seasons in the finals, hats off to Alpaca for this win.
Dude, and you know what? This was on paper an upset just because Jade's been a finalist for the past 2 seasons. Alpaca beat me in the playoff season 2. Did he make the playoffs last season? It's like Jade is like a very high level player in this league, and seeing Alpaca get the win is so impressive. I fucking love both these coaches, man. Like both of them are awesome people. So like, I gotta watch this battle when I get a chance. But yeah, we took a very long time on this one because it's very good. But let's get into the next one, which is my favorite match of the week because I played in it. Even though I lost, I'd still say it's my favorite. And Jax, you're covering this one, so take it away, my friend.
Oh man, this one was it was an early play game, kind of spur of the moment by YouTube, making that split decision on that Tuesday.
Yeah, I sent him my schedule. He's like, I could possibly play Tuesday. I was like, fuck yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
I mean, yeah, props to both of you guys for working it out. Um, the first game went rather quickly.
Yes.
Tommy picked up the pretty speedy win after he realized that the mold breaker on Angelo forgot that mold breaker on the Excadrill could take out the Mimikyu without having to deal with its disguise.
Yep.
And you could tell basically, especially that the first round of that first game and the subsequent match, Angelo was really trying to get the trick route to set up his heavy hitting Pokemon, much like Celesteela and stuff like that. Who we'll get into.
Yeah.
To
We
be
have to.
able to basically give you the business, you know what I mean?
It did. Yeah.
But being able to take out that Mimikyu and stop that trick route hard that first round, this allowed you to be able to get into a kind of a quick roll and basically roll over the first game, which was pretty impressive. I don't think anybody saw that coming, especially Angelo.
I didn't see Rock Blast
So
KO'd the Pelipper. Dude.
As soon as he saw the fact that you were hitting the Mimikyu, you could see it on his stream that he just goes, "Oh, I forgot about Mold Breaker," and he automatically knew it was going to kill him. Basically, the first game was over with. As soon as he got that over, even he was like, "Yeah, it's pretty much done."
See, he did have an out, though. He did have an out if he got Tailwind up with Pelipper. I got so lucky. I got 2 critical hits on a 5-hit Rock Blast. Like, I didn't see game 1 going that.
The next thing I was going to talk about, the next round, he came out with the Pelipper.
No, that was,
trying to play the only other out in that game. And like you said, were able to hit a Rock Blast, which he was actually questioning if it was skill link, because 2 in a row you had got 5 hits on.
I couldn't believe it.
2 in a row, and 3 of them on that Pelipper were crits. So he was like ultra crazy.
I got so lucky.
But he thought that it might have been over after the third one, and then the next 2 came KOing the Pelipper, taking on his Tailwind user, and then he had no speed control whatsoever. Everybody knows that this game, if you have no speed control, I mean, you're kind of sitting down, you're dead in the water, unfortunately. So he rolled through that first game, and then he made the adjustments. As much as the really good players and Angelo being
a very good player,
he was able to make some adjustments in game 2 and game 3.
Yes.
And really be able to work the Celesteela into position. Unfortunately for you, and I mean the Celesteela in game 2 and game 3.
My worst nightmare.
think it's 6 kills.
6 kills total this week. It was a nightmare to deal with.
I mean, the way that Angelo uses that Pokemon is really, really impressive, and you cannot let him get set up.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Down the field, or it's just going to do exactly what it ended up doing and just be able to rack up kills. And it takes so much of your focus to be able to take that Pokemon out that by the time that you do, you're at a severe Pokemon deficit at that point. And it's so hard to come back from.
He sets it up so well. He gets it in those situations where you're like, oh, I don't. Either way, he is in a beneficial situation after this turn, and either way, I'm losing something after this turn. It's crazy to see how well he sets himself up, and everyone can learn something from Angelo's playstyle, man. This dude is good at Pokemon. He's good at this game, and those Game 2 and Game 3 adjustments are amazing to see, and that's why he was able to take the victory, man. Like, he was able to preserve the Mimikyu so I couldn't Ironhead KO with the Excadrill. I wasn't able to stop the Trick Room, and boom goes the Dynamite. 6 kills for Celesteela later. He gets the win, man. And that's why he's a very impressive battler, and if you see him on your schedule, you got to come prepared. You got to be ready for a battler like that. It's no joke.
And as soon as he saw the pressure that you put on that game 1,
yeah,
he automatically adjusted his strategy to his priority was to be able to neutralize the Excadrill. And then every time that he did that while he was moving, he was like, alright, Excadrill draw, I can go back to what I was trying to do. Set up the Trick Room. I mean, made it a priority to take that out, and then made it a priority just to set up the Trick Room because he knew as soon as he could set up the Trick Room, Celesteela would be able to kind of coast it, being able to go first. I mean, it's such a dangerous Pokemon with all of its stats being almost everything speed being 100 or higher for base stats and being able to go first. I mean, it's such a rough Pokemon to have to deal with.
And the beast boosts add up, man. But yeah, this was a fun one. Definitely go check it out. You can watch both our perspectives, which I think is always cool. So you can watch it on this channel here or on the YouTube, Tom Hayden. You can watch it at Angelo Hunter on Twitch. And let's get into the next one, which is Turtle versus KD. But wait, do we got anything else, Matt, Jax? Anything else on me versus Angelo before we get into the next one?
No, I think Jax pretty much said it,
Very well, yeah.
Yeah, very well. The only thing that was interesting is the fact that Angelo forgot about Bone That's the only thing.
Yeah, you can't remember everything. You can't remember everything. It's hard to remember all these abilities, stats, this, that, the other. You can't. The human brain can't process everything, so some things are going to slip through the cracks. And hey, I got lucky game 1 that it did. All right, are we ready, guys?
Yeah, let's get it on.
Let's go. So we got Turtle versus KD, which was a fucking hell of a match. I'm not doing a play-by-play. I just wrote down random shit today. So we got Ninetales and Rotom versus Meowstic and Chinchino. And I loved seeing the two, mouse come out. The Meowstic Chinchino combo from KD made me laugh. But, KD's moveset on that Meowstic was very impressive. Because we do see Turtle lead the Alolan Ninetales. And KD Sunny Day turn 1 knowing that was going to happen. That he was going to lead the Alolan Nine. Like, he knew, hey, if he sets up Hail with Ninetales, I could easily just switch it with Meowstic. And I loved that. Then, Rotom critical hit Chinchino doing a fuck ton. That Thunderbolt critical hit into Chinchino was so much damage. I was surprised. Then I love Silvally. The grass one makes sense against a team with a Rotom Wash, but KD has to be my notes were he got to be careful with the Ninetales and the Nidoqueen. But he had answers to both of them on the Silvally. Silvally's moveset is so versatile. And then we see the Ninetales come in Meowstic. Meowstic changes the weather again. And that was just another great call by KD. It doesn't matter, though, because Ninetales still KO'd with Icy Wind. And the Ninetales Nidoqueen late game combo was very strong for Turtle. And then once the Nidoqueen went down, we see the Decidueye come in. And this one was over, man. That game 1 went down quick. Turtle was able to win the game 1. Game 2, we see a Decidueye and Rotom lead for Turtle into the Meowstic and Chinchino for KD. And this Chinchino was good, man. It just barely misses a KO on Decidueye with the triple axle. And I was wondering the whole time, does triple axle work like any other skill link move where it hits all 3 times every time with skill link? So that's curious to me. And then we see Decidueye Swords Dance. And then Rillaboom switched in the next turn so he could priority Grassy Glide into the Cinccino slot before it's able to take out the Decidueye. That was such a big brain play by KD. I was like, oh no, from Turtle. I was like, that Grassy Glide Decidueye was like, oh shit. Like, that made my jaw drop. But that's the next turn is when we see, or not the next turn. I didn't do a play-by-play. But then Meowstic shows the quick guard shortly after. So he was able to shut down Katie's turn. Oh no, Turtle's turns with a fake out from Rillaboom and the Grassy Glide from Decidueye, getting the KO onto Decidueye with the Silvally. That turn, like quick guard Meowstic, was a game changer, man. And that Meowstic is so versatile because at this point in game 2, we know all its moves. We know it has Expanding Force, Sunny Day, Quick Guard, and he uses Reflect next. And like those 4 moves are such a cool moveset on a priority prankster Pokemon like that. Like the Quick Guard to stop fake outs and Grassy Glides, the Reflect to make him eat the Grassy Glides a little bit better, Sunny Day to change a hail, the Expanding Force just to hit hard. Like Katie's Meowstic was really impressive. And then it's a great moveset. I missed the end of game 2 because I got distracted and didn't finish the notes. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I apologize. But then game 3, Decidueye and Rillaboom out the gate for Turtle into the Silvally Cinccino for KD. And this is when we see a lot of switching and maneuvering. Both these coaches are trying to get the terrain control. We see Indeedee come in, setting the Psychic terrain. We see the Rillaboom U-turn to come out, getting being able to set his grassy terrain again. They're just both vying for the terrain position, which was really cool. And then triple axle missing for KD was, I wrote down the game-changing moment, I think, because then the Nidoqueen KOs the Entei with Earth Power, and that was just a huge swing in Game 3. It was just a crazy swing. Once that triple axle missed and KD couldn't KO the Nidoqueen, and he got the Entei KO'd, is when I knew Turtle won. And that's why I was like, holy shit, man. This game came down to the wire. This was another. We've had a great set this week. Like, this week has been amazing battles. And this continues that trend. Both of these coaches should be proud of how they played. Katie, keep your head up after this loss. Because Turtle is fucking good. I'm telling you right now. I don't know Turtle before this league. Turtle's fucking good at this game. He's no joke. He's no joke. So, super cool to see. And I'm excited to see what both these coaches do going forward. And guys, do we got anything else on this one before we move on to the next one?
I mean, I would say this could easily have been another game of the week.
100%.
You know what I mean? I mean, you're right. That game 3, the position wars that they were both going through
Was so much fun to watch.
Trying to get the foot up on each other was really cool to watch because it gives the person that doesn't pay attention to a lot of this game, it makes you think more about how much the terrain and the weather makes a difference, especially in a close game like this. How bad each one of them wanted to get that terrain pressure,
Psychic terrain for KD with the Expanding Force from Meowstic and Indeedee Mail, stopping the fake outs, and then the Grassy terrain for the Grassy Glides on Decidueye and Rillaboom. It was just like both of them.
To be able to
trying
to switch it to make sure that your Pokemon gets a priority attack, to be able to attack the other person first or do more damage with the Psychic and Expanding Forces was really, really good. You are exactly correct, though. The misses on the triple axle that game 3 were absolutely huge.
That's where it swung in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly the turning point in game 3, I believe. And we see that happen. I'm sorry to talk over you guys.
Katie had a couple of unfortunate misses.
Yeah.
But, I mean, both guys played phenomenally well. It was really, really fun.
The one thing I did like, and I have to go back and watch the game, is what you said, Tom, where Rillaboom gets switched in for the instant Grassy Glide, but then Meowstic had the
quick guard. That was such a cool turn. That was such a cool turn.
But that tells you how good KD is as a player, that he puts something like that on one of his Mons, because he understands priority moves is key, especially with something like Rillaboom. It gets that stat boost. Grassy terrain with the, Grassy Glide Rillaboom is such a deal breaker sometimes. It does so much damage. And then the minute you put a quick guard on something like on a Mon, like that neutralizes that grassy. Like you're not going to be able to get that going.
Not only did he neutralize it, so the quick guard turn was actually a fake out from Rillaboom, and the grassy glide from a +2 Decidueye after a Swords Dance. So it was like that grassy glide at a +2 could KO a lot, man, with the grassy terrain boost. Like that Decidueye was no joke in that moment. So that's why KD being able to call the quick guard that turn was so freaking impressive, man. This Meowstic set alone impressed me so much. Expanding Force, quick guard, Sunny Day, and Reflect, just to make everything a little bit more like Meowstic is one of the more versatile Pokemons, and KD is showing exactly why he loves this thing every week.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then I think what was it, Yama's
Let's get into it.
Comfy. Yeah, it was between Yama's Comfy and KD's Meowstic on who does it better. Who can position it better. So, that the debate is still up.
And this actually goes great into our next game, which is Yama versus Andrew. And Matt, you're covering this one, so take it away, my friend.
Oh man, so this game was definitely fun to watch. First, before I even go into the game, Jax helped prep with Andrew.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, that the way this game was played, it only makes sense that someone like Jax helped Andrew with the prep. Before the match, Yama was hoping for Raichu and Priscilla. So this is another game that I watched that Priscilla was a very major focus point in this game. So Yama was hoping for Raichu Priscilla. That's an instant fake out. That's a good way to get a trick room. But Yama was prepared for it. Yeah. So Andrew leads Priscilla and Scizor, and Yama leads Drago and Tornado. So, Drago, once again, one of the better mons in this type of format. It just hits really hard with its dragon moves, with the ability plus the dragon stab. Unless you have a fairy mon out there or something that can resist it, Drago's going to get it's just going to put a lot of pressure on. Drago goes for a protect. Yama was actually anticipating a bullet punch from Scizor, but Scizor actually protects as well. It was easy for me to kind of write stuff there in this game because Yama was definitely vocal about what he wanted to do, what he was kind of waiting for. So this made this game that much fun to kind of recap. Yama was hoping for a trick room by Priscilla, and it went for it. So, he's kind of calling the moves out at the same time. So, with that being said, if he's able to call out the moves, Yama's already taking 2 steps from turn 2, we see a switch out for Carbink in Scizor's spot, and a Moonblast doing about half to Drago.
Shit.
Drago's about half.
That ate a Moonblast?
What's that?
That thing ate a Moonblast that well?
Yeah, Drago's pretty. I mean, it did take it from. It took it from Priscilla, so Priscilla doesn't get that stab. It doesn't get the stab boost.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
From Moonblast, but I mean, regardless, it took it right on the head.
That's impressive.
Turn 3, turn 3, Yama opted to go for a nasty prod on his Tornadus. One thing Yama did point out is he forgot to put Protect on Tornadus. So Yama does not have Protect move on Tornadus, and with Tornadus being weak as it is, if it gets hit, it's going down. But he goes for a nasty plot on Tornadus. But Carbink goes for a Meteor Beam. This is probably one of the best things to see. Carbink, this little, I don't even know what it is.
It's a little shit. Let's call it what it is. Yeah. It's a little shit.
Yeah. And, it definitely provided pressure. It goes for a Meteor Beam on Tornadus, exposing the Focus Sash. Turn 4, Carbink finishes what it started with a Power Gem on Tornadus, taking it out. Taking out the Tailwind threat. Obviously, if Yama did have Protect on Tornadus, he probably would have opted to go for Protect on one of those turns. Turn 5, there's only one turn of Trick Room left. And Yama looks like he, looks to stall out Cinderace, looks to stall out the Trick Room. Cinderace comes into the turn slot, and Yama goes for the switch with Vigor's Beam, coming in for a draw. So Yama says, you know what? There's one turn of Trick Room left. Let me just go ahead and switch these mons around that have full health, and then we'll kind of just get the ball rolling in the rest of the game. Cinderace protects, showing huge because Andrew actually doubles into the Cinderace. So Andrew understands the pressure is on. Yeah, Andrew understands he needs to take out the Cinderace. Yama understands that Andrew needs to take out the Cinderace, so why not go for the double protect? Another thing was, I was wondering why he didn't come for the Drago spot, but I kind of just summed it up. Cinderace was more of a threat, so it made more sense why he wanted to double into it. Because he knew Drago already protected the turn before, so it couldn't pull off the double protect, and if it did, it's more of the lucky kind of rolls. But the game shall continue. If it wasn't for switching out to get green damage, now the Trick Room ends. So now Yama was able to play through the Trick Room. He didn't lose too much. He didn't gain too much, and it was kind of like a stalemate for what it felt like with the Trick Room. So he Cinderace goes for a U-turn on Priscilla. I thought that was a nice tech by Yama with Cinderace because he gets that stab boost with that bug move. So it does a lot to Priscilla. Obviously, Priscilla's still kind of standing. It lives, leaving Yama exposed for another Trick Room. That Yama, that Andrew kind of sets it up again. So now Andrew goes right back into Trick Room. Turn 7 was probably interesting. We see a high horsepower by Diggersby looking to take out Carbink, and Drago trying to stall out Trick Room, and Priscilla reverses Trick Room. So, Jax, I'm pretty sure you asked Andrew what happened there. You said he misclicked.
Yeah. I said I was in Yama's chat, and as soon as it happened, it came up with the words that it uses Trick Room. I immediately typed caps lock. What the fuck?
I was gonna say. Wait.
Yeah, I was very confused because he sets Trick Room up. I'm like, okay, Andrew's in really good position here, and then and then I'm like,
excuse me, I'm so sorry.
After that, I was like, that had to have been a misplay.
And Andrew's so funny. I would have loved to hear Andrew's reaction to that. Him saying Dreadnought, it's like that happening. Oh my god, that would have been so freaking. Oh, I can't even imagine what he was going through.
Yeah, we worked on that scenario too a lot. Him being able to get back into Trick Room. So to see him get into it, I'm sitting there like, all right, he did it. That's why we practiced that specific kind of scenario. And then he got out of it again, and I was like, are you kidding? What the hell?
Yeah, so then obviously Yama, being a good player, he makes, Andrew pay. At that point, Priscilla gets knocked out after reversing Trick Room. So Scizor comes out, Diggersby knocks out the Carbink. So at this point, it really just feels like Andrew is kind of losing ground after having all that momentum on his side. And as soon as he reversed Trick Room, it looks like it's kind of going downhill. Sandaconda comes out for Andrew, but this game kind of feels wrapped up for Yama. But wait a damn minute. Scizor bullet punches Cinderace, and Sandaconda rock slide Cinderace, and Cinderace goes down. Andrew takes game 1. A good read by Andrew, doubling up on the Cinderace while Drago just kind of stands there and protects.
How does Cinderace go last after the Sandaconda? Because they weren't in Trick Room at this point, right?
Correct. So Cinderace goes for, I forgot what it went for, but it didn't do much.
Okay.
Cinderace went for a move, but Yama had predicted moves into the Regidrago, so he protected the Regidrago. And Andrew made a great read on the protect and doubled up the Cinderace to basically switch it to an even 2-2 to become a 2v1 at the end.
Holy shit.
This is another game. I recapped it was the Alpaca and Jade game where it felt like Jade had all the momentum and Alpaca came out of nowhere. This game felt just like that. Game 1, it felt like Andrew did everything he needed to do. Obviously, one misclick puts him in a bad spot, and now it looks like Yama's going to take it. And then Andrew comes back, and you're like, what are we watching here? So, keep in mind it's only game 1. Game 2 actually goes a little bit faster. Yama leads Cinderace and Drago. Andrew leads Cresselia and Scizor with a double up on Cresselia. So it's unable to get the Trick Room up because Yama understands he needs to take out Cresselia before it gets Trick Room.
Mm-hmm.
Yama gets to dictate the speed game just in turn 1. Drago starts going to work on Conda in turn 2, leaving just Scizor and Carbink left. Now Yama sets his focus on Carbink to not let Andrew get back in the game. A huge miss on Meteor Beam from Carbink, potentially taking on Torn. So he misses the Meteor Beam. Torn makes Andrew pay for the miss by taking out Scizor. Next turn, now it looks like Yama's going to win game 2 comfortably, and he does. So as long as game 1 was drawn out, game 2 was very quick for Yama.
Yeah.
And I was actually nervous for Andrew in game 3 because how fast Yama was able to
take game 2
and able just to kind of go with his plan.
And let me interrupt before you get into game 3. I played Yama in High Roller. He 2-0'd me. He's so freaking good at this game too. Like, we got a lot of stone cold killers in here. Yama's one of them. So for Andrew to be in that situation he was game 1, and then for game 2 to happen like that, like, it just happens like that, man. You know? So, like, that's why these games are best of 3. And, like, I can't wait to hear what you're about to say for game 3. Take it away, my friend.
And Yama in that game, too, like, he got the benefit of some high rolls, I think, for damage.
Oh.
And the miss on the Meteor Beam was absolutely crucial, too.
Yes. That's any miss. Especially on a, 130 base power move at +1? Like, it's just a game changer. It's just a game changer.
And not only that, but the fact that Andrew was in a bad spot, if he would have hit that Meteor Beam, he would have came out of the corner instead of just getting pummeled at the corner, if that makes sense. A boxing analogy for you.
But like you were saying, it seems like somebody has a huge lead, and then all of a sudden the moves happen, and then it's almost
I never
even
boxed.
Exactly. Like, if the Meteor Beam would have hit, who knows? Like, Andrew could have won, game 2. But we're in game 3, and I'm happy we've seen a game 3. Because now Yama leads Drago and Cinderace, and Andrew goes back to his game 1 lead with Raichu and Cresselia. So obviously, Trick Room Crusher once again by Andrew. Yama goes for the switch because he didn't want chip damage on his Cinderace, which makes sense. Andrew sets up Trick Room with Cresselia. Turn 2, we stall. We see the stall tactic by Yama going for the Protect on Drago. Yama also wanted to see if Diggersby was slower than Cresselia, giving him the advantage in Trick Room. However, and this is, I think Yama's watching. I want to know what was going through Yama's head. He forgets that Cresselia's ability has Levitate, and he whiffs with the high horsepower. He misses high horsepower. It does nothing because Cresselia has Levitate, and high horsepower is a ground move. So now, we see Cresselia go for Moonlight, and Raichu now sets up a light screen. I did not expect Raichu to have any screens on it, but setting up the light screen I thought was an interesting tech on it. Turn 3, Cresselia tries to take out Drago, but Drago lives with half HP. Like, I don't know what Yama did with his spread on Drago, but Drago's really just kind of taking hits and dishing it out. Drago tries to return the favor, but does minimal damage. Keep in mind, Trick Room is still up with a few turns left. Yama just needs to get out of Trick Room. I mean, throughout these 3 games, it just felt like Yama was prepared to be in Trick Room, and it kind of really showed throughout his preparation and in these games because he never once broke a sweat. He never once doubted himself when he was in Trick Room. Turn 3, we do see Raichu switch out to preserve Fake Out, and Conda comes in, but Yama knows the real threat and fakes out Cresselia with a body slam by Diggersby as well.
Ooh!
So
shit!
Out by body slam with Diggersby. He ignores the whole Raichu switch out lead. Turn 4, Carbink comes out, and we know it's slower than Diggersby. And Yama calls it out on stream. He says, the only thing slower than my Diggersby right now is Carbink. Carbink pops for a Protect, and Conda and Diggersby exchange hits. While Tapu Koko's getting switched in for Drago. Now Trick Room is over. Turn 5, we see Nature's Madness on Carbink to get it down to 50% of its HP, because that's just how Nature Madness works. We see the Drago get switched in and taken out by Sandaconda. So as soon as Drago gets switched in, Sandaconda takes it out. We see a Meteor Beam on Coco, and Coco lives with about 42 HP left because I think Coco was assault vested, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't think Coco lives if it doesn't have assault vest on it. Because that, like you said, it's a rock move. I'm pretty sure Tapu Koko was weak to rock, and it's 130 base power. Turn 6 was probably the turning point of the game because Cinderace goes for the Pyro Ball but misses, and it's interesting because Yama said it before he went for it, and he said it after. He said, "I felt it in my gut that I was going to miss Pyro Ball," and he does. He misses Pyro Ball.
Oh no!
Conda hits its Rock Slide, and Bink goes and Carbink goes for Power Gem to take out both Cinderace and Coco. Diggersby is standing alone, and he won't be able to take out all three. Conda finishes it. Andrew takes game 3, and Yama loses his first game of the season.
Down goes Frazier. No, I'm kidding, dude. That's crazy. I gotta watch this one. Fuck.
Yeah,
I hope.
It was a pretty awesome.
Like, I hope people have the same reactions I do when you're explaining these games. Like, oh my god, this sounds like so much fun. Like, if you missed it, I can't recommend going to check this one out. You can catch this one at Yamagoo, YAMAGUU, and it's like, oh my god, I love watching Yama's perspective because he's one of those mythological players. I didn't say that word right. That talks like plays out and really like is calculated in what he's doing. So it's so impressive. I feel like I learn something every time I watch Yama streams too. He has such good energy and a cool voice too. Now I'm just fanboying on Yama, but like
So the one thing I did want to say before we move on is in game 1, I'm pretty sure Yama wanted to go for Pyro Ball on Sandaconda. Obviously, it wasn't going to do much damage, but I think he wanted to hit it just to hit it.
Just to do some damage.
Yeah, to do some damage. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little superstitious, but if he would have went for Pyro Ball in game 1 and missed it, maybe he would have opted out for not going for Pyro Ball in game 3. But that's just me putting my tinfoil hat on.
Oh, I love the tinfoil hats. And can I say something that might be construed as slightly racist, but I'm going to say it anyway? I lived with people from China, and one of my roommates, his best friend from the high school he went to in China, was born in Korea to a Japanese mom who made him speak Japanese when he was a kid. And some of Yama's, like, I don't know what it is, this pauses between words, I think is what it is, reminds me of Sign a little bit. And I hope that's not racist, but I think that's why I like Yama's voice a lot too. Just it makes me remind of my California friends. So I appreciate that. And I hope that's like kosher to say. I don't know if it is. Can you guys tell me if it is or not? It's recognizing race and like you know?
You're saying he has a seductive voice, so I mean, yeah, I guess it's okay.
No, it's not seductive. It's just like I think it's some of the pauses he take. Like oh no, like when he says oh no specifically, it reminded me of something like my friend, the same mannerism, like in the vocal tone. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Now I hit the bong for the first time in 3 days. I'm on Pluto, but I think that's why I like Yama stream so much. And Andrew's one of my favorite people in here. Fuck all y'all if you get offended by that. Andrew really, he's the homie. I fucking love those days of playing Unite with Andrew, even though I kind of hate that game now. And I feel like 100 times better after hitting the bong. Now, I can't stop talking out loud either. But do you guys got anything else before we move on to the next one? Matt? All right.
No. Hopefully I did enough justice by recapping that game. But someone needs to, like, if you guys are interested, like, definitely go watch that game.
Yeah, I think I don't want the review to be over at this one because it sounds like such a blast. All right, so let's get into the next one, which is one of my games. So you're going to be stuck with my voice, my nasally ass voice. But Matt, this was your game. You won 2-0 against Jam, in what I would say is one of the more impressive victories I've seen in this league. I was very impressed. Very, very impressed. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So we see the Lipard Azelf lead from you into the Nidoking and Mandibuzz. And immediately I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And then I saw the Psychic Seed leading me to believe you were unburdened. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. Liepard's one of my favorite Pokemon in this draft league. And can you spoil this for me? Were you unburdened or were you Prankster?
I had a feeling Jam was going to run Indeedee with Psychic Terrain because I've used Liepard 2 times already and used Prankster. And I said, you know what? This is probably a good week to go unburdened with Liepard.
Amazing.
I wanted to get taunted. And you could kind of see it in game. But yeah, I ran unburdened on it.
Dude, I love that strategy. I used it myself in High Roller one of these weeks. And it's so fucking cool to see. Like, when it works, you giggle a little bit. You're like, huh, I can't believe that worked. You know? So it's like, fuck yeah, man. When I saw that, I was like, let's fucking go. But then, that Mandibuzz was a tank, too. It was just tanking. It took less than 50%.
Yeah, it was hard to take down.
No, yeah, it looked like it. This Azelf Liepard combo was staying alive way longer than I expected it to, too. And then my next note is, like you just mentioned, that taunt on Mandibuzz in the Psychic Terrain with an unburdened Liepard, magnifique, excellent. You know, it's just like, that was crazy, man. And then you got the KO on Indeedee with the foul play Liepard. I don't think Jam's Indeedee was 0 attack. Because that foul play took that HB bar down quick. You know what I'm saying? So I think he had 31 EVs in attack or something, man. Because that foul play did a lot. And then Azelf, I thought, was going to be neutered from all the snarls from Mandibuzz. But then that Psychic did a fuck ton to Nidoking, man. I didn't expect it to do that much at all. And then we see the Liepard use Snarl, which made me chuckle again. Excuse me. Then Mandibuzz took out Azelf with the next Snarl. Mandibuzz tanks the Moonblast from the Feeny super well, too. But that's when we see the weakness policy Feeny get activated by your own Tojimadoro. So what move did you use to activate it again? I missed that.
Discharge.
In the Misty Terrain, so you couldn't get paralyzed. Like, dude, this strategy of yours was awesome. Like, I loved watching your game today. Jam probably hated it. But weakness policy Feeny, like, what the fuck, Matt? That's dope, was my exact next words.
So, I don't want to get too much credit. B80 actually was the one that put me onto it. Because he read it in another series. I think it was like Series 8. He says, yeah, this is something I did. But honestly, he said it's a lot more scary playing in a max format. Because could you imagine a weakness policy Tapu Fini maxed? You get the +2 special attack, +2, with attack, and then all of a sudden you have like a max Tapu Fini. Look, what is it, like 300 and something HP? Like nothing's really taking it down at that point.
And I can't believe the Alecki lived the Muddy Water. Now that we're talking about the Feeny being max too, but the Feeny Adamax with the Muddy Water, like I couldn't believe Alecki lived that. That was very impressive to me too. And then
I think Alecki was Focus Sash, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, did I just not miss that? Okay. Did I just not write that down? And then my last note on this game was, Jan, your ads actually work. I'm going to look up that health insurance company, Amletter, because I do need health insurance. And that ad was a good one. I was like, wait, this is cheap, affordable health insurance? This might be for me. Because I haven't had health insurance since I graduated college. And I was just like, I won't go skiing. But no, I need to like be a grown adult and get health insurance. And then I can go skiing. So that's a benefit too. I feel like an idiot sometimes for saying, "Oh yeah, I just won't go skiing." That's my. I wouldn't need health insurance if I don't go skiing. Like those two don't correlate. But all right, let's get into game 2. We see your Liepard Credilli come out into the Alecki and Entei, and Jam says, "Jesus shit!" I couldn't stop laughing. Excuse me. But dude, Jam, keep your head up, man. We've all been there, bud. We've all been there. And you can watch mine on YouTube at Tom Hayden Pokemon. Just Google Tom Hayden and then Pokemon. I'm pointing to the screen like you can see it. But search Tom Hayden and then search Pokemon. Because if you just search Tom Hayden, you'll get the trial of the Chicago 7. You don't want that. Shout out Jane Fonda. But we've all been there, bud. And then I wrote, this Liepard is so bulky. It took the Entei Sacred Fire. Entei barely lives. It barely hangs on from the Meteor Beam from Cradilli, too. That was huge. And then Entei gets a burn on Cradilli from the Sacred Fire, but goes down to the Earth Power that turn. I really like both your teams, man. You and Jam have impressive rosters. And Matt, you called Sylveon's Protect at the end of game 2, doubling into a Lecky. That was such a good call, in my opinion. Like, you played this one so well. This was a blast to watch. And you can watch it at Jam JGM. Jam is one of the new guys in this league, and he was from High Roller. This ain't an easy win either. Like, you made a 2-0 victory in this league, which is not easy against a good competitor, man. So it's like, how many of these were game 3s? Game 3, game 3, game 3, game 3. Yours was the first 2-0 set we've talked about all week, you know? So I'm really impressed with you, man, because the level of competition in this league is high. So for you to be able to win like that was so impressive.
I appreciate that. I do want to say, like, Jam played very well.
So good. That's what I mean. Like, him playing so well is why I'm so impressed with you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Jam played very well. I don't know. I just wanted to watch that taste out of my mouth of the Angelo game because I did put a lot of time in prep with Mahaney for the Angelo matchup. But I will say this: like, I think I had like the advantage in the Jam game for the sheer fact that Mahaney played Jam the week before. So throughout that whole week, like I had 3 different sets that Jam could run against Mahaney. And then when when the roles were reversed, I'm like, okay, this was what I'm kind of expecting. This is the 6 I wanted to bring. And then going back and listening to Jam's stream, he said, okay, this is the 6 that I was expecting for, Seth to bring. So, that made me feel good because I'm like, all right, so obviously he understands the threats. Let's just kind of play Mons and go forward. And looking at his team, it kind of looked identical to what he brought against Mahaney. So I felt comfortable with like the items that he might have brought. But I think after this loss, I think Jam is going to be that much tougher going forward because he's going to actually start prepping a little bit more.
No, he probably don't. We can't say it. We don't know his prep schedule, unless you do.
Well, he's already in the looking for a prep chat. He's already starting to reach out to people. So
I love that.
I may know his prep schedule, may or may not know his prep schedule.
So that's scary if that's true.
Yeah, because it sounds like he prepped, but he didn't prep as much. But it sounds like he may or may not want to take this a little bit seriously, and Jim may be that much more scarier now with some little bit prep underneath him.
I love it. All right, and we got anything else before we move on to the next one?
Not for me.
Done? Matt?
Nope.
And done. All right, done and done. Let's get into the next one, which I forgot to update. Motherfucker. All right, let me go see. I'm sorry, Snom and Bum. Let me go to the report match stats and look it up right now. Do either of you know who won this one?
Snob.
Snom 1-2-0.
I think this was called the Battle of the Subordinates. I think that's how Snom put it.
Why?
That is.
Wait, what?
The Battle of the Subordinates.
Why are they subordinates?
I don't know. That's how Snom worded this match. So I'm rolling with it.
All right, so take it away. Yeah, Snom's good. Snom's the only moderator on this channel right now. So I have a special place in my heart for Snom. But yeah, take it away.
Well, for me, it wasn't streamed, unfortunately.
Yeah, so wait, who's covering this one? Let me check the pinned messages.
It was me, but it wasn't streamed. It was going to be streamed. Unfortunately, Bum had a problem with his camera.
Elgato, right?
Yeah, he was unable to stream it. So I didn't end up getting any. I was unable to get notes because I thought it was going to be streamed, so I was going to rewatch it afterwards.
So all good.
So it was a little too late to get notes, but I mean, looking from the
match stats.
Minutes,
wait, I could pull them up again.
Charizard kind of went in hard in this one.
Yeah, he walked hard down the road.
Yeah, being super effective against the Serena and the Glastrier.
He could hit instant too with the Scorching Sands if he had it. So yeah. Oh shit. He hit Vikavolt if he wants to too. If he has Dragon Pulse, he could hit Drampa. God damn. And then Salk for the P2. I'm going up against a P2 later tonight, so I know how annoying that thing could be in
It kind
prep.
of sucks to me that Snob's matches don't get streamed as much because I know once he picked that sock up, Haney had posted something in Gen Chat about how he had used it. I think season 2, like really effectively. And Sock's one of my favorite Pokemon because I love just the way that he looks and everything.
So what does it do well? What is it? I know it hits hard. It has a high attack with a what's it called?
It's the faster of the two because there's Sock and there's Throw.
That's what it was. Okay.
Throw's the little stocky red one.
Yes.
And Sock is the tall, skinnier
Blue one.
And basically they're both fighting Pokemon. One is more made, Sock is more made to be speedy, and Throw is more made to be a trick room.
All right, but it just gets high base power stab fighting moves, right? Or what else does it really do well in this format? Sturdy?
I don't know. That's why I want to see the way that Snom uses it.
I think it gets sturdy too.
Yeah, it does have the sturdy movement.
So you never have to worry about a focus sash on it. It can use another item.
It essentially has 2 moves. Yeah, all right. And usually we only see those big rock and ground types get it sturdier, right? Usually, like those are the usual suspects for sturdy users. But damn, yeah, I wish this one got streamed. I wish all the matches get streamed, but it's hard to stream all the time. You know, now that I'm in my room too instead of my stream room, I feel like it looks a lot worse. But all right, let's get into the next one. KJ versus Anti. KJ was able to take the 2-1 victory, and I keep using the wrong mouse. So who's covering this one? Pin?
So that game finally got uploaded today.
Yeah.
So we're going to either try to do a special recap on Monday, because this game I want to go back because there was a game 3. And from what I understand, it was very fun to watch. So I'm going to go back and watch that and recap that game. So, stay tuned. That game will be recapped.
Yeah, I watched the first two games of it. I didn't get to catch game 3 yet, but it was a very good game to watch so far.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't get a chance to watch it either. I needed to take a break after eating my soup. So what's it called? We're going to review this one with the next recap show or do a special one next Monday on our week where you'd usually be off. All right, so let's get into the next one then, which was one of the more fun matches. And I forget who's covering it now because I was supposed to, but Matt, I think you wanted to take it, right?
Is this the Behaney and Fox matchup?
It indeed is. So take it away, brother.
Yeah, so I know Jax watched this game too, so if Jax has anything that he wants to input, I would be glad for him to do that. But I have a lot written down for this. And if you were expecting a good game, you got it. Because, Fox, a heavy hitter in this league. I know Fox going back to last year, because he was in the battle room chat just like I was. He's just a really cool dude to talk to. I kind of asked him like really stupid questions in the beginning, and he was able to answer him on stream. I was like, all right, this guy's really cool. Like
he is
laid back and everything like that.
He's so freaking cool.
And if Behaney, like getting to know Behaney the last couple of months, like these are just really good stand-up guys, and I'm happy to kind of be in the league with them because they know how to keep the league going. But
respect.
Besides that,
yeah, two of our moderators, and Snom is the third. Shout out these guys.
So we see Behaney lead Blastoise in bulk. We look, obviously looking to get that shell smash right off the bat. Fox leads Togekiss and Excadrill. A good lead because obviously you get that follow me pressure, and you kind of just let Excadrill go to work. Turn 1, we see a switch in for Luxray into the bulk spot, exposing the white herb on Excadrill.
Yeah.
So obviously Fox was prepared for an intimidate spam by Luxray. Now this was interesting because I actually wrote this down because in turn 1 we see a switch in. I have here, I'm going to have to ask B. Henny, but I think B. Henny was probably thinking Fox has to respect the Rage Power by Volt, or Rock Slide could potentially OHKO his Volt. That's why he switched into Luxray for Volcarona. Luxray exposes that Excadrill is running White Herb with the Intimidate. We see Crit Kiss, and I'm going to be referring to Togekiss as Crit Kiss pretty much the whole game.
Yeah.
Because we see Crit Kiss go to work with Dazzling Gleam. Kiss obviously moved faster than everything on the field at this point, so Kiss obviously has some speed onto it. It moved faster than Excadrill, and obviously we know Togekiss is going to be faster than Blastoise. Excadrill goes for a Rock Slide and goes in getting both Luxray and Blastoise to less than half HP. So, Excadrill has some bulk on it. Obviously, it ignores the Intimidate because it is running White Herb. But this is probably the biggest part in the game for Game 1. Because not only does not only does Blastoise go to half HP, but it also flinches. It flinches, and at that point, Blastoise is unable to get up Shell Smash, and there's really no point
That was
to
huge.
get up. There's no point to get Shell Smash up because he doesn't have Volcarona with him for a Rage Powder, and with Excadrill doing so much on a Rock Slide, like if he connects it again, like Blastoise is going down.
Yeah.
So turn 2, Kiss takes out Luxray, Blastoise goes for a Protect. Turn 3, we see Gigalith get switched in and get stand up for Fox. Obviously, Excadrill is having that ability. What's the ability called? Is it called Sand Rush?
Yeah, it gets Sand Rush, Mold Breaker, and I forget the third.
Yeah, so we see Excadrill has Sand Rush. With the Sandstorm up, it gets that boost. And also, with Sandstorm being up, I believe if you're a ground type, you get a special defense boost as well.
Only Rock.
If I'm not mistaken.
Only Rock.
Only Rock. Okay. So obviously now, Wims gets switched in after Luxray goes down. Tailwind by Whimsicott, but Excadrill is still faster, but misses even bigger because Blastoise goes for a Muddy Water and misses Excadrill. So Blastoise is having a really bad day right off the bat because it flinches and then it misses a Muddy Water on an Excadrill. Now, the Muddy Water does land on Gigalith and does about half. Turn 3, Whimsicott goes for a Charm on Excadrill to get the drop in its stats. Fox understands Blastoise is a threat, but Blastoise protects, rendering a high horsepower from Excadrill useless.
Yeah.
Gigalith goes for Iron Head onto Whimsicott, but does not get the KO. So Whim has some bulk to it. Turn 4, Excadrill, despite being down on attack, picks up the OHKO on Blastoise, and B. Henny says, I can't win here, and B. Henny quits to preserve information.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Jax, anything you wanted to say about Game 1?
Can't believe that was only Game 1.
Yeah, it's great. All three of these games are really, really close.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna wait to just say something after all three games were played.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so Game 2. Game 2 and Game 3 are probably one of the reason why I said this was probably one of the game of the week because of Game 2 and Game 3. But I think Game 1 kind of takes the magic out of how good these two players played. But we'll get there. So Game 2, we see B. Henny lead Blastoise and Luxray. We see Fox lead Excadrill and Gigalith. Obviously, instantly gets the speed advantage with Sand Rush. Turn 2, Shell Smash by Blastoise, so he's able to get that up. Turn 3, Fox understands with Shell Smash he needs to take out Blastoise. Blastoise goes for a Protect at that point. So a lot of trying to read each other, trying to understand. I mean, they both knew the assignment, and it just came down to who was going to do the assignment better. This is probably one of my best parts in the game watching it. Because at this point, Fox does not know that Luxray has superpower, and he superpowers the Excadrill to pick up the KO. So I did not watch Fox's stream. I watched Behenny. And I don't know once Luxury was able to hit the superpower on Excadrill if he said, "Oh shit." I mean, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't know what his reaction was, but now with Behenny taking out the Excadrill, that's one less threat that Behenny has to worry about. And he gets rid of the speed threat. So turn 4, Blastoise goes for an Ice Beam at +2 onto Kiss, but Kiss protects. Now, I was watching Behenny stream, and Behenny said, "Oh shit," and in the next breath he said, "This is why Fox is one of the better players in the league, because Fox is just really smart at what he wants to do. He protects the Kiss. The Ice Beam doesn't do anything. Luxray goes for Kiss as well. So with Togekiss going for the Protect, that whole turn does nothing for Behenny because he doesn't get anything with that. Turn 5, Fox goes ahead and withdraws Kiss for Dragonite. We see Dragonite carrying a Yache Berry, which kind of cancels out any Ice move. But even with the Yache Berry, Blastoise would have picked up the Ice Beam. Because even with Yache Berry, I'm pretty sure Blastoise does maybe about 90 to 95% damage on Dragonite, and Dragonite is living at 12% health. So without that Yache Berry, Dragonite goes down as soon as it gets switched in. With Sandship, Blastoise goes down, and Gigalith takes out Luxury. So now turn 6, we see Cofagrigus come in, and Wims comes in for Behenny. So it comes down to Cofagrigus and Whimsicott to kind of win game 2 for Behenny. Wims is able to take out Dragonite because Dragonite is very low on health. And then we see Cofagrigus go for an Iron Defense. Now, I already know what's coming next because I prepped with Behenny. But I thought this was a pretty cool tech with Cofagrigus with the Iron Defense. So now we see the Sandstorm go away, so no more Chip. Keep in mind, Fox knew he wanted to do this because he switches in Gigalith beforehand, and then now Gigalith comes back out, and the Sandstorm starts going again. So I thought that was very smart by Fox because Gigalith was also taking some stat drops. So now, Gigalith comes in fresh. Turn 8, we see the Charm from Whimsicott on Gigalith. With that stat drop, Gigalith doesn't get the KO on Whips with the Iron Head. Turn 9, Behenny makes a very smart read, pulling out the Kiss to protect, and goes for a body press on Gigalith with Cofagrigus that takes out the Gigalith. Turn 10, no, it doesn't actually take out the Gigalith, but it does a lot of damage. Turn 10, Gigalith and Cofagrigus goes to double on, Whimsicott and Kofa goes to double on Kiss, taking it out. Turn 11 is between Kofa and Gigalith, and Kofa has the advantage with body press, and Behenny takes game 2.
Wow. Yo, this is a great set so far, and I know how the game 3 ends, but it's so much fun watching these two guys battle.
Yeah, no, I mean, game 2 was definitely, in my opinion, was how both of them wanted to kind of play it out. I mean, I know Fox did lose game 2, but at the same time, game 2 just felt more of a Fox Behenny game than game 1 did. Because I know they played before, and I don't know if, this is the first time I've seen these two play each other, but it was just really fun to watch.
They've played in the finals before.
Exactly. And from what I heard, it was very interesting.
I missed that one. Yeah, it was the season before I got here, I believe. It was season 1. I joined season 2.
Gotcha. So now we see game 3, and this is, arguably one of the biggest games of the season, and we're only in week 3. And this kind of just feels like, okay, this is a lot of, this could be different types of seeding depending on who wins this game.
Koji.
So we see game 3, Behenny lead Blastoise and Volk. So we kind of know Behenny knows without that flinch he gets the shell smash up. So he says, you know what, game 1 didn't go my way. Maybe game 3 will. Fox leads Excadrill and Togekiss, so this is game 1 on repeat. But will Fox be as lucky as he was in game 1? And we see turn 1, Excadrill goes for the protect, and so does Blastoise. So I thought that was very very, very interesting because maybe B. Henny was thinking, hey, Excadrill's probably going to go for a rock slide. Let me go ahead and protect this time, and maybe I can get a shell smash up. Turn 2, kind of a stalemate because now Volcarona protects. Kiss goes for a follow me. Excadrill gets the flinch on Blastoise with the rock slide again. So he goes for rock slide, turn 2, and he gets the flinch. So now, obviously, Blastoise is unable to get the shell smashed off. Turn 3, Volcarona is able to Will-O-Wisp the Excadrill, burning it. Dazzling Gleam, but Kiss does nothing to Volcarona. Even though, you have someone like Friskiss, that Dazzling Gleam does little to nothing on Volcarona, so I thought that was interesting. And with Excadrill being burned, and Volk having Charty Berry, the Excadrill doesn't do much with the rock slide. Turn 4, we see Volcarona takes out Excadrill. The Volcarona takes out the Excadrill with, I believe it was a overheat. No, it was a heat wave that takes out the Excadrill. Kids goes for a Dazzling Gleam, but Blastoise is able to hold on and get off a shell smash. At this point, now it's starting to feel like B. Henning has the upper hand because he was able to get the shell smash off. Now he's faster and Excadrill goes down. So this is kind of starting to feel like game 2 kind of over again. Turn 5, B. Henning says it on stream where he wants to sacrifice the Volcarona to get a free switch in with Luxray. Volcarona once again gets a Will-O-Wisp off on Gigalith. Gigalith is able to take out the Volk with Rock Slide, but with it being burned, it's probably doing about half damage than it normally would. Turn 6, Luxray now comes in with Intimidate. So now you get the attack drop, and now with Gigalith being burned, it's not looking good for Gigalith whatsoever. Turn 6, I wrote down here, it comes down to read for Behenny, because he wants to take out Kiss, but he's also trying to read the Protect. Fox withdraws the Kiss and sends out Chandelure, and Behenny doubles into the Chandelure, but Chandelure takes the hits and holds on. So he doubles into that Tuchin, and Chandelure just kind of takes the hits and kind of lives on. But all of a sudden, this is probably one of the best parts of the game. Gigalith goes for an explosion. Just like that. Gigalith goes for an explosion. I guess Fox said, you know what? Gigalith isn't doing much for me anymore. It has a stat drop boost, and it's burned. But because it has a stat drop boost and it's burned, with explosion, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't take out the Blastoise, and it doesn't take out his Luxray. So it was able to get. Exactly. It slapped them in the face, and Blastoise and Luxray just kind of looked at each other like, okay, we'll see you later.
Can you imagine seeing that in, like, the Pokemon cartoon? That face would be hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, he goes for the explosion. It's such a good-looking, how would you, like, what is that called? Like,
aesthetically pleasing?
No, like a good scene, like a scene in a movie.
It looked monumental. It looked like such a huge thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like it looked like it was going to do so much, and it does nothing. It's like it was here, it exploded, and it left. So, but this is the best part because after the explosion in Sandstorm Chip, I think the Sandstorm Chip might have did more damage to Blastoise than the actual explosion. But Blastoise is holding on to 1 HP. So Blastoise is still standing there with 1 HP. Turn 7, we see a double protect with Fox because he knows that Blastoise is not going to be able to live no matter what with the Sandstorm still up. Turn 8 comes out to Wims and Whimsicott and Luxray and Kiss and Chandelure. Luxray goes down after a Heat Wave and Dazzling Gleam, and Wims protects because of chip damage. Chandelure goes down. So now it's between the fairies. Whimsicott versus Togekiss. Now, I usually put my money on Togekiss because Togekiss is just a better mon in general, but we'll see how this plays out.
So I think you spoiled it for everyone by saying that.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they watch the game before I recap it. So turn 9, we see a Moonblast by Whimsicott. We see an Air Slash by Toga. Wait a minute. So, last time I checked, Air Slash is a really good move, but it's only good when it connects. And it did not. And this time, I'm pretty sure Air Slash is, 95%?
Yep. Same as Heat Wave. Same as Heat Wave.
Yep, it's 95% accurate, and in this time, it does not connect whatsoever. It misses. Turn 10, the Moonblast from Whimsicott again, but it does not take out Togekiss. But in turn 9, when Whimsicott goes for the Moonblast, it gets the stat drop of special attack on the Togekiss. It's at -1 special attack. Now, the only way that Fox can win this game is if his Air Slash hits and has a crit. Now, he has a 50% chance for this to happen because Super Luck, and I'm pretty sure that Fox was running Scope Lens on his Togekiss. So he has a 50% chance to win this game or a 50% chance to lose this game. So it's really a point toss at this time. So with -1 Air Slash, with no crits, leaves Wims healthy enough to get off one more Moonblast to put the game away for B-Henny, and B-Henny takes game 3.
Dude, Koji just brought up a great point in the chat. Like, Fox lost, I think, at least one, if not 2 games because of Hydro Pump misses last year, too. So I know 95 and, 70 is vastly different, but still, it's kind of crazy to see Fox lose on... Like, I hate those low accuracy moves, man. Like, I try not to use them when I don't have to. And it's because of situations like this.
And I'm pretty sure the game that Koji's referring to is the match between him and Jade, right? Was that the...
I think there were multiple Hydro Pump misses. One during the regular season and one in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to see it, but, I mean, that's what you're willing to gamble away.
With those lower accuracy moves.
Yeah, with Hydro Pump, if it does hit, I mean, it's a heavy hitter.
I honestly think...
You feel it.
I think me missing a Hydro Pump twice this week against Yama was what hurt me a lot, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you miss a move more than once, I mean, you're definitely going to pay for it, especially in this type of format.
Yeah.
But the fact that, Fox was in this game to the very last moment, and he had a 50% shot of beating B-Henny, and B-Henny knew it. B-Henny said it, because obviously... critical hits does not, critical hits ignore any type of stat. So even though B-Henny was able to get the stat drop, that doesn't matter if Fox is able to get the critical hit.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get the critical hit, and,
he doesn't even hit.
There goes someone's undefeated season, and Fox is no longer undefeated.
Crazy. All right, let's get into the next one, right? Or do we got to take a...
I thought Jax had some things to say.
Oh, Jax, take it away then. I'm sorry. I just realized we've been doing an hour 40 on the first 10 battles.
With the way that this one ended, we were talking about this earlier this week too. With the way that this one ended, it felt like such a horrible way to have a finish happen with a huge miss and a move. Granted, that's why they're not 100% accurate because they could miss. And that's all part of this game. But Matt, you did bring something up that most people won't pay attention to, and I wasn't even really thinking about it until you said it. There were a bunch of flinches and misses that happened, and even going back to the first one of these games, that you don't really think about, obviously, as much as the last one because it was so close to the end and so close to the actual entire end of the match. But it swung both ways. And these guys still had the ability to put on what was such a close battle all 3 games. So these guys overcame a lot to be able to do a lot in 3 games. And it was extremely entertaining.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Because honestly, I know if I would have played that game in game 1, my morality and my momentum would have went down after getting clinched. And I don't know if I would have been able to have the mental fortitude to go ahead and continue in game 2 after the way game 1 ended. And Behenny just kind of, had a short-term memory loss and was like, you know what, game 1 didn't go my way, but I have a different plan for it. And keep in mind, this game was on short notice. I don't think these guys had much of a time to prep. And it really just came down to who was going to play better this time around.
All right, so I actually was just typing. Do you guys want to split this up and do the predictions next week, like Matt pitched and I said originally no to? Because we already did an hour 40. We had an amazing week of battles, so like even us going through the ones we went through has been so much fun. But we did take a while doing it. So do you guys mind doing that? And we'll schedule one for next Monday then when I thought we were going to be off?
That's fine with me. We have an extra week, plus me and Jolt still have to battle anyway.
So we could talk about what was it, KJ Anti? Or...
Yeah.
I have to recap KJ Anti, and I have to recap KJ Chicken and I'm sorry, KJ Anti, and I have to recap Jolt and Jax.
So you know what? Yeah, let's split this up and let's go through the standings for the week and cut this stream off after the standings. So we got one more battle then technically. So this is
all I have to say is I'm going to game 3. So maybe it'll get a lot quicker.
Dude, every match went to game 3 except for this one and your match. Peggy versus Arceus. Peggy versus Arceus is the only other match that went to 2 games. I didn't even... Holy shit. Where's my charger? Oh god, my backup laptop's about to die. We were about to lose the hosts. I'm so happy I just noticed we were at 1%. Alright. So, Arceus versus Peggy. Jax, that is you, my friend. I know it wasn't streamed. Do you have any notes on this one, though?
I didn't get any notes on this one.
Okay.
I know from what I saw in the report match stats, it was a really quick battle. I don't know, only 1 kill from Arceus.
Crazy.
Came out, it looks like it was pretty hard one-sided on Peggy's behalf, which was definitely much needed for him after the first couple of weeks taking losses. A couple of him and Pops definitely had some big wins this past week, going down 0-2. You couldn't really lose another one. Trying to make the playoffs.
No, for real though. And he was so confident in his team going in. I love seeing Peggy get a win. Oh, Koji just messaged me a beautiful buck. Good for you. That's going to feed you for months, dude. Fuck right. I have a bunch of friends that hunt. I love that culture. So it's like, that's so cool. I'm a pussy. I don't like guns. So I don't want to get into hunting. I'm like, I don't want to learn how to shoot and all that stuff. I don't want to have to I don't want to have a gun in my house. I'm going to say it, But yeah, I love that culture, And when my friend brings home elk, I gotta get some. My local meat market sells elk. So yeah, man, good for you. It's a monster. You fucking love it. But yeah, no. So after a slow start from Peggy playing 2 really good competitors, he needed a win. And he's so confident in his team. I don't think this is going to be the last win he gets. I think he's going to get a bunch of wins throughout the season. And do we got anything else on this one before we move on? Excuse me.
Unfortunately, no.
The only thing that I want to point out is, yes, he picked up his first win of the season, but I don't think he had Dracovish in this win.
Oh, that's interesting to note too. All right, so that's something to watch out for.
That was his first overall pick. It sounds like he loved his help from Dracovish, but looks like he did not need it in this game to win.
Yeah, and wait, before we move on too, Arceus is one of the streakiest players we got. So don't let him get a win, because then he's going to go on a 5-game win streak like he did. And I'm talking like the next 3 and the first 2 of next season. He's an incredibly streaky player, so I look for him to turn it around soon. But the last match we got is postponed. Jax, tell the people when you're playing.
We are playing Wednesday evening at 7 p.m.
Wednesday.
Thanksgiving Eve.
Are you going to be streaming it? The name is Jax?
I sure will.
Let's go! So some Thanksgiving Eve's entertainment. I'm going to be watching it for sure because I can't do shit with COVID. So, fuck yeah. So I can't wait for this one. And let's get into Pokemon of the Week, which was Angelo Celesteela kicking my ass with 6 kills. So, guys, you got anything on... Jax, I'm going to go to you first. What you got on Pokemon of the Week this week?
It's well earned. He was racking up the kills with this thing, positioned it really, really well. Putting Celesteela in the right situation is obviously a really dangerous combo for whoever is in front of it, because it'll hit you like a freight train and won't even care.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Celesteela is just one of those mons. Obviously, Angelo having Celesteela is probably one of the worst things we could do as a league community.
And he didn't even take it first.
By himself,
he didn't even take it first.
The fact that he has Celesteela, makes him that more dangerous. But I actually wanted to go out and instead of having Pokemon on the week, my player of the week was going to be the winner of the Behaney and Fox match, and since Behaney won, my player of the week is Behaney.
Yeah, so Matt asked me if we could add a slide. I didn't feel like adding it because I'm sick. So the nose blowing actually was perfect timing on that. But I was like, yeah, just say it when we say Pokemon of the Week. And then I took out the prediction scores because it was hard to add up this week, and I'm lazy and sick. So we'll do that on the next Monday show. I'll add up the predictions from this past week. Let's get into the Pokemon kill leaders. But yeah, Celesteela and Angelo kicked my ass. Angelo has 2 Pokemon of the weeks in a row, so let's not let him get a third, everyone. Let's band together and try to win this award ourselves. I always try to win, and I always give it to myself if I can, because I'm a very biased person. But let's get into the Pokemon kill leaders. So, oh shit. I forgot to take out this note. We do not have too many to read this week. We got Angelo and Celesteela and Fox's Gigalith with 6 kills each. Shout out, y'all. We got Weezlando T, Alpaca Primarina with 5 kills. And then we got Andrew Sandaconda, Peggy's Mr. Rhyme, Charizard and Snob, Ninetales A and Turtle, and Anti and the Zapdos K. 4 kills each. Congrats to all the coaches that made this list. Matt, you got anything to say about the list?
Shout out to Andrew Sandaconda.
And Jax?
Yeah, I could second that, and I would have voted for Fox's Gigalith as well for Pokemon of the Week, but he had it in a losing effort, unfortunately. And I just cannot vote for something that's Pokemon of the Week that has such awesome tech that hits like a fucking cup of water got splashed on somebody.
Yeah, and I didn't do honorable mentions because I just didn't feel like screenshotting a bunch of Pokemon too, or else Fox's Gigalith probably would have made that.
I do want to mention that our honorable mention for me was Pops' Darmanitan.
Yes, you did say that. You did say that.
It started off every game with an Oko and felt like, and it drew the attention of everything that we've had to be able to take it out.
Yeah.
Very well.
Very well played. And again, sorry I didn't do honorable mentions. It's just me being sick and lazy. So we're on to the last 2 slides, though, which is the Armored Conference standings. And Jax, I'm going to kick it to you first because you're an undefeated team. You, Behaney, Turtle, and KJ are all undefeated still. And how does it feel to be the cream of the crop?
I mean, it feels alright. It feels good. I don't have very much to say until I play my
Week 3 match. I'm excited to see you this week.
In the same air as the guys that are on that list, because I know they're all good. I know most of the people in this league are good, so to be still undefeated so far is pretty awesome.
We have so many good battlers. I think everyone that... So, Arceus has made the playoffs. Snom has made the playoffs. Alpaca has made the playoffs. Tootie has made the playoffs. I have made the playoffs my first season, too. I don't think Weez has made the playoffs yet, or Jam's a new guy. Andrew has made everyone below you that's not undefeated has been a playoff team in one of these seasons in the past, too. So we have no joke of competition. Oh, Bentley, you awake? Yeah, my dog woke up. But yeah, no, we have no joke of competition in this league. It's really cool to see, man, and I'm excited to see how it shakes out. If you 2-0 Jolt, you'll be standing alone at the top. So I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of rooting for you to do that because you're the homie. I can't, I hope you win 2-0 and sit at top of the standing board, man. I'm rooting for you. And Matt, you got anything?
Shout
Oh, wait.
out to the Armored Conference, by the way, because
Yeah.
the Armored Conference did work after going down 2-0 in matches at the beginning of the week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. I lost my match to Angelo, and then I forget the other one that happened. But the Armored really kicked the Crown's ass.
Not to beat Lee's early as well.
Yeah, that's what it was. All right, so let's get into that Crown one, though. Or Matt, you got anything to say on the Armored?
Not so much about the conference. I do want to point out that Jax versus Joel is going to be a big pivotal game
For the
because
standings.
if Jax is able to win, he will continue his undefeated streak. And I haven't actually did the calculations yet, but I think 4-2 will get you into the playoffs. 3-3 may get you in the playoffs. So
Might not.
if you're still, or not. So if you're going into this bye week 1-2, you kind of have to win out to feel safe about going into the playoffs. And we may see a couple of players who deserve to be in the playoffs not make it because of a slow start.
Yeah.
And Joe is a champion. I mean, he won. He is a champion. He won in this league the season before. And if he loses to Jax this Wednesday, I mean, he's starting off the season 1-2. He's gonna have to climb himself out of a deep hole at that point.
Yeah, so let's pull up the Crown now then. We see Angelo is the only undefeated team. But we have a good crop of 2-1 teams right under him with Yama, Fox, and yourself, Matt, Seb. So, timeout. Does everyone else calls you Seb? But should I just start calling you Seb too? I've been calling you Matt.
So,
I call him.
Yeah, Seb's my son. I want to give a little respect to my son. My name is Matt, so yeah, just call me Matt.
All right. But yeah, I always see Seb everywhere, and I always almost make the mistake, and then I'm like, wait, his name's Matt. I'm gonna call him Matt. But all right, yeah. So we see you, Yama, and Fox up there at 2-1, and Jolt can join you guys. And you know what? We might see a 3-3 team make it in the Crown just because of the way the standings are shaking out now. Because look, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it's the same amount of teams in the top. So we have 7 1-2 teams in each division, really. Or below 1-2, because there's a 0-3. So yeah, there's 6 teams at 1-2. Those teams are so close, and anything can still happen. It's crazy to see, man. But Matt, what you got on this?
I'm saying is week 6 is just going to be like week 17 in the NFL, where there's going to be a couple of teams who secured their playoffs.
Yeah.
Their playoff spot.
They can rest their starters.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to seeding, and there's going to be those 4 or 5 games where it's like, if I win, I make the playoffs, but then I also need 2 of these other guys to lose. So
yeah,
if you want to secure that playoff spot, win 4 games. That's all I have to say. You have to win 4 games. You have to top cut. That's just kind of how it's looking like right now.
Yeah, and Jax, you got anything on this conference?
Yeah, man, this conference is. I'll tell you what, it's tight.
Yeah.
This thing is tight. I think the next 2 weeks, because the next 2 weeks are all the in-conference battles that are going to go on, are going to go huge into deciding who's going to break away and be somewhere at the top. And I mean, people are going to try to obviously have some sort of breathing room, but it's going to be so difficult. All it takes is a couple of those 1-2 teams maybe to take down a 2-1 team, and then everybody's going to be 2-2. It's going to be crazy. That's a really exciting division.
Damn, you're right, man. You're right. God damn, it's so exciting. And all right, so you know what, guys? That's going to be the last slide we're covering today, and we're going to go into the week 3 or week. Oh wow, I'm an asshole. I really didn't update this last week either. We're going to go into the week 4 matches on next Monday. Thank you all for joining us today. I'm going to end the PowerPoint here, save my changes. I'm going to end the stream here, and I just want to say thank you. We peaked at around 11 viewers at one point. We're hovering around 5 now. I appreciate each and every one of you that watches. Koji, thank you for the sub, because now we're 3 subs away from the Vivid Voltage giveaway. So I got to add your name to the list. And we're going to open 3 booster boxes when we get 3 more subs. So that's kind of crazy. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, so I'm going to end the stream here. And thank you guys so much. Jackson, Matt, don't go anywhere. I want to talk to you after. So, Jax, you got anything to say to the people before we go?
Hey guys, have a good holiday. We'll see you guys next Monday when we cover
And Matt, you got anything else to say?
Shorten up my game analysis. I felt like I
Don't.
might have
Don't
talked a
worry
little bit
about it.
too much, but
I love
I,
it,
I
man.
want I want to I want to show these guys respect. I mean, these guys put enough time in, enough prep into these games, and I don't know. Whenever I watched the show last season, I felt better watching you guys kind of recap, and that's kind of what I want to bring to this show, is be able to kind of keep up with you guys and just say, hey, like someone like Andrew, like this is a big win for him, and I wanted to highlight what he was able to do instead of just saying, hey, yeah, Andrew won his game.
Dude, you're completely right, and that's why I love the long analysis. But again, we had every game go to a game three, so usually it's okay when we have a lot of 2-0 games. But every game three kind of like threw off our timing. I got a battle with Jin that's going to start around 9 o'clock, 9:30, and I'm going to ask him if he could battle a little earlier around 8:30. So I might be live again. And so you guys heard the sound. Jax just gifted the last 3 subs we need for the Vivid Voltage giveaway. Like, I was just trying to plug that. You didn't have to do that, Jax. Like, I appreciate it so much, man. And now you have 3 more tickets to the raffle. So here's the plan of attack for that, too, before I end the stream. I'm going to go find a randomizer and just enter the 100 names of everyone who's subbed or gifted a sub. And if your name gets pulled, you're gonna get the Vivid Voltage box. My friend Mike has 18 tickets to the raffle, so he has basically a 1 in 5 chance of winning. And he really wants to win. He's like, I've gifted more than anyone. I want this Vivid Voltage box. What is it? And I'm like, all right, awesome, man. So he really wants to win. He's gonna be so excited you just gifted those last 3 subs. And Jax, I can't thank you enough. You have more tickets to the raffle than anyone other than Mike. So I think you also have around a 1 in 4.5 chance of winning this Vivid Voltage box. So I can't say thank you enough, Jax.
No problem, buddy.
I really can't. That's so kind of you. I was like, I don't know when I'm gonna get it, but I thought I was gonna get it but before the season ended. And you just doing that is so fucking kind. I can't wait to open up these 3 boxes. Hopefully we get the fat Pikachu, and I hope the box I send to whoever wins gets a fat Pikachu too. But I'm gonna end the stream here, and thank you everyone for showing up.